Oh man, in today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different. This market is primed and ready to move. And one thing I've noticed, a huge mistake crypto investors are making is they get their portfolio allocations all wrong. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I think about my portfolio, how I structure my portfolio, and you can use it as a blueprint to get yours in shape ahead of the next bull market. If you appreciate this type of content, smash some likes, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in our Telegram community, ijaz.uk/TG. Guys, so many people I meet sit there and they have no concept of building a portfolio in crypto. They degen into a bunch of coins. They hold 90% of some random altcoin, and yet they want to think of themselves as an altcoin investor, as a crypto investor. The reality is, if that's how you are trading or buying your crypto, well, guess what? You're no different to a gambler playing in a casino, right? You're aping in 90% holding this random altcoin, which you hope is going to return you an investment. But really, is that the methodical way you should be investing in crypto? In my opinion, the way you should be structuring it is how I'm going to break down now, and it starts with your total net worth. Now, you're going to have to stick with me, guys. If you guys are the type to not want to care about this, then switch off this video. Don't watch this video. This is for the pragmatic investor, somebody who wants to take this seriously. They seriously want to build their net worth, and they care about how they're going to do so. We're going to break that down. So, you got to start off with your net worth, and if you guys want this spreadsheet, comment below spreadsheet, and I'll send this across to you guys. But in essence, start with your net worth. Let's say we're working with $1 million of net worth. Now, it really doesn't matter. There are people watching this video I know that I've spoken to personally in the community. They have net worth up to $100 million. There are people who are building their investment portfolios with $10,000 or $1,000. It really doesn't matter. What's more important is the architecture and the way you think about your investments. That's what I'm trying to get across here in this video. So start ahead and go ahead and put in your total net worth. And then I want you to understand is that crypto, unless you're a crazy degenerate, is not supposed to formulate all of your net worth. If you're a pragmatic investor, chances are you've built your initial net worth doing some sort of business or a job or freelancing or something, whatever your skill set is. Maybe you're a graphic designer watching this. Maybe you're an accountant. Maybe you're a lawyer. Maybe you're a plumber or a builder. Whatever it is, that is what's bringing in your current income. And chances are you might own a small business, a family business, or you do some freelancing. And so the majority of your net worth will be coming and sit in that type of business. So I've just put in here as an example 50%. Let's say 50% is your business which brought you your initial net worth. Let's say you may decide to put 20% in real estate, and you can play around with these numbers. It's more the architecture that's really, really important here. You may have 20% of your net worth, so in this case $200,000 in some stocks. Maybe you hold some stocks, and then the bit you're more interested in is the crypto. So the point of this is you need to decide of your entire net worth, how much do you want to allocate towards crypto? Now, if you're a super crypto bull, maybe this will be 50%, maybe it'll be 60%, maybe it'll be more, or maybe no. Maybe you're a really successful businessman, you've built yourself up to $10 million, and you've done so through building a very specific business, and you don't want to risk all of that in crypto. Maybe you want to start off with 1%, right? And you're really risk averse, and eventually over time, you'll work yourself to 5% and then 10%. I know that's how I started in crypto. I had a lot more net worth initially in stocks because I was originally a traditional finance trader and investor. I had a big stock portfolio, and over time I've transitioned some of that across into crypto, but I've done so with a plan. I've got my numbers drawn out, and I know what percentage I want to hold in crypto, and I know how I want to build that over time. And if I become more bullish on crypto, maybe I want to increase that more, 10, 11, 12, 13%. I can go ahead and do so, but at least I've got a plan, okay? So that's the first thing you're going to want to do is sit down, write down your net worth, and look, the reality is maybe your net worth is not as clean as this. Maybe you own a really expensive car. Maybe you own some expensive watches. Maybe you own some other assets like some gold or some jewelry or whatever. Write it all down. What do you have? And start to allocate it accordingly. Okay, so now we're going to zoom into the crypto bit. So in this example here, for example, we've got 5% that we want to put in crypto. So for this millionaire, let's say it's 50 grand. In fact, let's up this to, let's say, 10%. Let's say this person has no commodities. They don't want any gold. They don't want any oil. And they want to go ahead and they want to invest 100 grand, which is 10% of their net worth, $1 million, into crypto. So now how do we break that down in a pragmatic way? Like, how do I start? I've got 100 grand. I've decided I'm going to commit 100 grand into crypto. How do I go and do it? Everybody's telling me the bull market is kicking off. I don't know what to do. How do I enter? Do I just go buy loads of altcoins? Do I buy a load of Bitcoin? How do we structure this? And the answer is, again, this is going to depend on your risk appetite. On the one side of the spectrum, you're going to get crazy degens who want to take huge risk, and they're going to want to be in altcoins. And in fact, let's have a side note on this as well, actually. It's really important. So some people will be screaming down the lane saying, hang on, I've not got a big net worth. I have to invest in altcoins because Bitcoin is not going to make me rich, right? Bitcoin's not going to give me that 1000x. I need to find that crazy altcoin that's going to give me 1000x. Well, this is a huge fallacy. The reason this is a fallacy is if you're looking for an altcoin gem, a low cap, something like 50 million, 100 million in market cap, and you think that your rational mind is going to allow you to put thousands and thousands of dollars when you're only worth a little bit, right? So that's a lot for you. Put pretty much your entire net worth, which might be $5,000 or $10,000 in that random altcoin to give you that 1000x to become a multi-millionaire. Guess what? You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. There'd have to be something wrong with you inherently for you to go put your entire net worth, as low as it is, whether it's $5,000 or $10,000, into a Shiba before people knew what Shiba was. It's easy to say now, but a Shiba before everybody knew a Shiba, a Floki before everybody knew about it, a Doge before everybody got hyped about it, right? You'd have to have some wiring loose or you're gambling. In which case, why don't you just go to a casino and put it on red? Right? That's the argument here, if that's how you're going to treat the crypto markets. So now I'm going to speak to the rational investor. The rational investor goes, hang on a second. If I keep chasing 1000x's, chances are I've wasted a bull market. I've wasted many years where I could have just pragmatically built my portfolio. Because the reality is, and I made another video about this, which I'll link up for you guys, you only need 3 clean 10x's to change your life. If you currently have a net worth of, let's say, $10,000, right? And you manage to 10x that to $100,000. And then you manage to 10x that again to $1 million. You've become a millionaire through just 2 clean 10x's here, right? And again, if you started from $1,000, you're just 3 clean 10x's away to get yourself to a millionaire. And this is the thing. The problem here in the crypto space is we don't think about 10x's. 10x's are really common in crypto. That 1000x gem, that 10,000x gem are not so common. But what it does do, it makes you chase the instant success. Let me put it to you another way. If I said to you, if you train really hard over the next 2 years, you're going to get 6-pack abs, right? You're going to get 6-pack, you're going to be ripped, you're going to be lean. Most people are like, yeah, I haven't got 2 years. I need to go to the beach this month, right? And so you start looking for these random pills that are going to help you do it. You're just wasting time. The time is ticking anyway. You could have just been going to the gym and within the next year and a half, 2 years maybe, you're going to be ripped and in good shape. But everybody's looking for that instant gratification, okay? So hopefully that explains it. We just need those 10x's, and you should try to optimize your portfolio to allow you to deliver at least those 10x's, and you can achieve that. Okay, so now we know we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 100,000, which is what we said, into crypto, and that's going to adjust our numbers accordingly. Now, you'll notice the first thing straight away is this is a long-term portfolio. So we need to then decide how much of that do I want to trade with. Another huge mistake I see crypto people making is they cannot differentiate between their long-term bags and what their trading portfolio is. I've made this mistake as well before, right? Where you enter a trade, I'm trading Bitcoin out of the breakout of a descending triangle, but then when the move doesn't move in the direction I want, I'm like, it's okay, I'm going to hold Bitcoin anyway. No. Big mistake. If you're trading, you have an entry price, you have a stop loss, you have a take profit, okay? If you want to see how I do that, ijaz.uk/TG, that is trading in our Telegram community, trading, okay? So a certain part of your whole crypto portfolio, which is 5% of your total net worth, we're going to assign towards trading. So in this case, I've put 5%. So that leaves you with $5,000 in a trading account. But again, the majority is in investments, which we're now going to break down. If you're now more aggressive, you're more risk averse, why not up this to 10%, right? You can go 10%, you can go 15%. That's up to you and your personal requirements in terms of how much you want to trade with. 5% is a nice amount. It means 95% is going into your long-term bags and allows you to build your wealth over time and DCA. Because remember, this allocation, which we're going to agree on shortly, you're going to DCA your way. You're not going to just drop $100,000 into the market right now. No, you need to wait for pullbacks. You need to look at the charts, look at the EMA ribbon, like I talk about a lot throughout my TA course, ijaz.uk/TA, and you want to buy from positions of strength. You certainly do not want to be chasing those green candles. Okay, so we got $100,000. And now straight away, the first thing I always do, if you've been watching my content for a very long time, you will know I have this saying of eat your veg. Nobody likes to eat their vegetables, right? You got steak on your plate, you've got some dessert coming up, you've got some amazing starters, and you got those little side plate of veggies, so broccoli, the Brussels sprouts, whatever you guys eat, right? Asparagus. We need some veg in our portfolio. It's going to help us, it's healthy, and it really is proven to succeed. When altcoins dump, these things hold value, and that is why I always anchor my portfolio with Bitcoin, Ethereum. And my personal view is you're looking at 40 to 50% in Bitcoin, right? 40 to 50% straight away, I throw into Bitcoin. Now, again, some of you can be like, yeah, but I don't have 100 grand. I'm doing this with 10 grand. Guys, you're going to teach yourself bad habits. If you do really well and you build your portfolio from 10 grand into 100 grand, which you can, it's 10x, right? In a bull market, if you don't achieve a 10x, you're doing something wrong. You can 10x from 10 grand to 100 grand in crypto. It's why we're in crypto, because it's a volatile asset class. But if you teach yourself the bad habits of not having Bitcoin, not having Ethereum, guess what? Now you're going to be operating with a 50 grand, 100 grand portfolio, still with those bad habits of not holding Bitcoin, Ethereum. So very important you get into good habits early on, even with low amounts of DCAing Bitcoin and Ethereum. Do not sleep on these anchors of your portfolio. So I'll go ahead with about 40 to 50%, and 15 to 20% in Ethereum is kind of like where I'm looking at. So you're straight away talking, kind of 55 to 70% in these two here, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then I'll go ahead and decide what percentage do I want to put in just to the top 20 cryptos. Doesn't mean all the top 20. Which ones do I like that are in the top 20? So 15% of my total funds has to go in projects which are in the top 20, which I like, which I have conviction in, and projects which I like, okay? Now, if I don't like any projects in the top 20 for whatever reason, then I could maybe decide to put more in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or more into one of these other categories, depending. So it's not that I have to pick something in the top 20, but the reason I do that is the whole portfolio is spreading risk across the different market cap projects, okay? So I'm not just having low risk stuff. These top ones are low risk, and as I go down, I'm going more and more risk, okay? I'm getting more and more risk in my portfolio, but the percentage goes down, okay? Because look, if these ultra low caps, which I'm only putting 1% in here, ultra low cap, something like 10 million in market cap, right? They can go and do a crazy 1000x, but I'm not going to put 50% of my portfolio in it. I'd have to be, like I said earlier, there's have to be something wrong in here. I wouldn't have had this much net worth in the first place if I was making decisions like that, okay? But if I was putting 1 grand in a low cap, of course, you can put a grand in Shiba, you're not going to look back, and that could easily 10x, it could easily 100x, it could easily 1000x, and then you're sitting there with a handsome amount because you put a little bit in Shiba. So I'm not saying don't have fun. You can have fun, but do so in a carefully crafted manner. Then I'm going to go to those low caps, something a bit bigger, and then your mid caps, right? Things like your Phantoms, your Algorand maybe, and you can start picking up some of those projects here, and I'd allocate about 6% into those, okay? And that by doing so, I start building out what I want my portfolio to look like. And then the next exercise I'll do, which if you guys want me to do a breakdown of how I do that, is I draw out what is my portfolio currently. I put that here. I know what I want my portfolio to look like in an ideal world, and then I need to come up with a game plan of how I go from this, which is what my current portfolio is, to this, which is what my ideal portfolio is. And then the challenge is, through the bull market, as the market starts to fluctuate, as your low caps start to grow in value, how do you make sure those ratios, that pie chart which I was just showing you, remains in line? Because this happens time and time again. You buy something like a Phantom, you buy something like a Casper, you only bought 1 or 2% in your portfolio, but now it's become 10% of your portfolio, it's become 20% of your portfolio. Many people got wrecked doing this same mistake with Terra Luna, right? Terra Luna was a project I held and did really well with, and it grew as part of my portfolio. Luckily, I was trimming some profits. I was moving some of that into more Bitcoin and USDT and other altcoins as well, and that allowed me to mitigate my risk. Whereas many people goes, oh, I put 5% in Terra Luna, is now worth 60% of my portfolio, but guess what? When it collapses, you also lose 60% of your portfolio as well. So very important that once you set your percentages, you stick to that. It's a Bible for you. It's a rule guide for you. You stick to it, and you make sure that if anything goes out of kilter there, you bring it back to the percentages you've set for yourself. Guys, if you found this video useful, do smash up the likes. Do not forget to subscribe. If you like this type of content, you want to see more of this kind of stuff instead of just the charts all the time, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.